Let me say something about the Philadelphia 76ers one more time. I do believe that that franchise should move on from Joel Embiid. 76ers known to cheat. They're cheaters. They know that Joel Embiid, whoever in charge of the franchise, need to sell that franchise. They need to move it somewhere else because the fans in Philadelphia are fed up of the way they run that organization. You know, when you bring in a different general manager that can't come up with anything, you're bringing people that probably don't know about basketball. You know, they just want to rob people. Philadelphia is one of the top, in the top 5 or top 6 basketball city in the entire United States. That's how powerful basketball is in Philadelphia. There's only a few cities in America that can rank alongside Philadelphia, and that New York, California, Boston. I can't even think of any other basketball city. And when you have a guy like Joel Embiid, you know, who made millions in his pocketbook, he had over maybe 400 million by now. And this guy is not giving you anything to satisfy you as far as basketball goes. The guy is lazy. Most of the thing that Joel Embiid is doing, in my opinion, is faking those stuff, and management sit right back there and do nothing about it. Nothing they do about it. Now you have Tobias Harris laughing at the Philadelphia 76ers. You trade away Tobias Harris because you say he was no good. Joel Embiid is worse. If he wanted to play, if he decided that he wanted to put that work in, he could be the best player in the league, but he's not because he's lazy. You see, you give a guy from Africa 300 million. I don't have anything against Africa and African player, but when you see $300 million, he said, hey, I don't need more than this. I don't need to play for anybody. I have $300 million. When a guy have value more than $250 million playing sports for 80 games a year or 82 games per year, because he is not gonna make the playoff much. So I'm gonna put it at 82 games a year. And the rest of the day, and you don't play every day. You play every other day, or sometimes 3 days off. When regular people have to go to work some 7 days a week, 5 days a week, 7 days a week. And you have a guy like Joel Embiid. Joel Embiid. I have to say Joel Embiid because he's the laziest basketball player on planet Earth. He, along with Kawhi Leonard, they continue to rob people. They continue to rob people. It's made no difference than when you use a gun to rob somebody. It's just like that. It's no difference than when you rob somebody with a gun. They're robbing you. They don't use a gun, but it's the same thing. They're robbing people, hard-working people. But they don't realize, and they do know, that people, ordinary working people, goes to those games. People in Philadelphia save their money to go watch these guys play and cheer for the city. And this guy all this treatment because the Philadelphia management company, whoever manages the Sixers or owns the Sixers, they just allow Joel Embiid to do the thing that he's doing. When they drafted him from Kansas, they sit him down for him to be better. What are he paying? He's not paying them back. He's not paying back the Sixers for what the Sixers did for him. See, he don't even, at one point, just last year or the year before, he said he is a citizen of France. He wanted to play for France in the basketball in the Olympics. And that was protested by, I think, Rudy Gobert or some of them other guys that didn't agree with him playing for the French team. Then he ended up playing for the US. I don't know how we get from France to the US and after the Olympics, and he signed his contract, all of a sudden, oh, he's going to play every other game. Every other game. He's not going to play 2 games in a row. Guys who get more than $500 million from Philadelphia. Philadelphia franchise is a joke, man. They're a joke. They rob people. They're just like Joel Embiid because they were tanking years ago when they get Ben Simmons. They tank 2 years in a row. They deliberately lose game to get high draft picks. And what did they do with the high draft pick? And they were so stupid that they were tricked by Boston into taking Michael Fox. And when they have Jason Tatum as their pick, and the GM in Boston tricked them into giving up Jason Tatum for Michael Fox. And what happened with that? How did that turn out? How did that turn out? Jason Tatum have a championship to his name. He has a championship to his name. Philadelphia franchise is not gonna win an NBA championship. I can't see that. Because you have people, when is the last time did they win a championship? You have people who have children and grandchildren are never gonna see, not even their grandchildren is gonna see 76ers win a championship. Never. They're not going to. And if they've been listening to Angelo Cataldi on his radio show, listen to Haskin. If you listen to Haskin on his radio show, WIP, and listen to Angelo Cataldi over the years, and Howard Haskin, you know, Howard Haskin is never been a favorite of many people, but most of the time the thing that he said makes sense. And Howard Haskin has been telling you for years that you have to get rid of some of these players. Angelo Cataldi from WIP, he's retired now, but if you go back and listen to some of his clips. So Sixers franchise is always going to be stink. You're never going to see a championship in Philadelphia, maybe for the next 20 years. Never. Because I've been watching basketball from the 80s. I've been watching basketball from the 80s. Still waiting on Philadelphia to win a championship. And you're not gonna see it. And now, I told myself that, I'm gonna see a championship in Philadelphia when Allen Iverson was there. That's the closest they went. Unfortunately, he ran into Shaq and Kobe. Now, what am I? I'm 65. I'm 65. And the good Lord said, your lifespan is what? 70. Which means technically, I'm 5 years away from 70. Which would be 70 years old. And I can't see Sixers winning a championship in 5 years. Anything after that, because the good Lord said 70 is your lifespan. Anything else is a bonus. Not gonna see Sixers win anything. And that prick Joel Embiid sit on the side eating burgers. If it wasn't for Shaquille O'Neal and Charles Barkley and the rest of TNT crew that call him out, you'd have never won an MVP in his life. Because they said, no man, you got to get better. You got to get better. Say what you want to say about Charles Barkley and Shaq, but they call him out. And that's how you were able to win an MVP, which in my opinion he shouldn't have won. It should have been Jokic again, because he don't deserve it. MVP. He went to Toronto. Kawhi Leonard killed him with a last-minute shot, and he cried like a baby. He cried like a baby. I hate to say this, man, but you're not gonna see neither Sixers or the Flyers. Those two franchises in Philadelphia is not going to bring no championship to that city. You have to rely not solely, but you have to rely on the Eagles and maybe, just maybe, the Flyers, the Philadelphia Phillies. Other than that, man, don't waste your money to go to a basketball game in Philly. Do not give them, let them, if they have to sell the franchise, let them do that, but don't go to a game in Philly. Don't support their basketball program. It's a little bit harsh to say, because young kids want to play basketball, but they're not doing any good for the sports. They're not doing any good for basketball in Philadelphia. And no one in Philadelphia is going to see a championship from Philadelphia, because they have Boston to contend with. They have New York getting better. New York, of all the team, is getting so good. I don't see when they're gonna beat New York again in that division, and I can't see they get by Boston. They come on, my God. They always, they stink. Philadelphia, do not go to their game. I can tell you that they're not gonna win anything.